it's a question which we do not like to answer, but yes, we do have to. So starting from there, veg, non-veg, and then if you can break down what exactly do dogs need in terms of a nutrition or a balanced diet.
So first, to answer the question that a lot of people keep asking me also, whether dogs can be on a vegetarian diet. To be honest, there is no straightforward answer here. It isn't about can or cannot. It is more about what a dog needs. It is about what a dog will really do well on, and what the dog's body is built for. And essentially, a dog's body is definitely built to be on a non-vegetarian diet, to be predominantly eating meats, because that's where, traditionally that's what they've grown up. I understand that dogs, they say that dogs have evolved from wolves and all of that, but there is decades and decades, hundreds of years of evolution that have happened from the time that a dog was a wolf, in a manner of speaking, and the way the dog is domesticated today. So dogs are definitely able to digest a lot more vegetable matter than they could maybe, hundreds of years ago. But overall, if you were to ask, dogs definitely need to be predominantly on a non-vegetarian diet. Now, coming to the non-vegetarian aspect of the diet, how, what is the ideal diet kind of broken up into? So I'd say about 50 to 60% of a dog's diet ideally should be proteins. These proteins come predominantly from meat sources. So you're looking at about 40 to 50% coming from muscle meats. About 10 to 20% of the diet component should definitely be organ meats. When you're looking at organ meats, liver is a very important component. And then, so the liver is like stagnant. It has to be there in the diet. And then other organs can be rotated as you go along. So whether it is heart or kidney or gizzard, depending on what protein source you are looking at. But the liver is kind of like a constant in a diet. So that's the third aspect of any protein source. Eggs are a really, really good source of protein for dogs, because it's, I think, the highest bioavailability. When we say bioavailability, we're talking about how easily a dog's body is able to absorb and use the nutrients from that particular food. So eggs are probably, I'd say, almost 100% bioavailable to dogs. Lastly is fish. That's the fourth major protein component for dogs. This again, ideally, is not a single protein source for dogs. It's great to incorporate into the diet almost every day. Say about 5 to 10% of a dog's diet should come from fish, because they need their omega-3s, and fish is the best source of omega-3s for dogs. But here again, there are people who prefer to feed like an entire meal of fish. So I tell clients like that if you wish to do that, then maybe you restrict that to 1 or 2 meals in a week, and then you skip fish component through the rest of the week, because they're getting their requirements from those 1 or 2 large portions of fish meals through the week.
So you're saying that fish shouldn't be given more than needed?
Yes,
is what I understand. And feeding wise, you're saying that if you give an entire meal fish based, then do not put in like extra stuff about fish in the other meals.
Yes. So if you give an entire meal of fish, you do that maybe just once or twice in a week, and that's enough. Fish generally takes care of the requirement of omega-3s for them for their entire week.
Okay. So you did mention about the part of omega-3 in fishes. Yes. Could you explain a little bit more about omega-3 and omega-6? This is something we've been hearing, and a lot of people are adding additional oils, or maybe hemp seed oil, and the different kinds of oils which are giving omega-3, omega-6. So what actually omega-3 and omega-6 does, and why and how much is it needed by the dogs?
So I think everybody would have heard of these terms, that omega-3s and omega-6s. They're basically what we call essential oils, which are needed as part of a dog's diet. They are, you have a whole bunch of fats, different kinds of fats that are needed by the body. And these are 2 kinds of fats which are normally needed by the body. Now, By nature, omega 3s are anti-inflammatory, so they help to bring down any kind of inflammation in the body, whereas omega 6s by nature tend to be a bit inflammatory. But both are needed by the body in specific quantities. So, what becomes really important is to understand that whenever you are giving any kind of oils that are getting supplemented into the diet, you want to maintain the correct omega 3 to omega 6 ratios. Two rules to always remember when you're doing rotational diets for dogs. Whenever your dog is being fed poultry meats or white meats, you stick to flaxseed oil as a supplement to be added into the diet. Whenever your dog is on a red meat diet, so they're eating pork, they're eating mutton, lamb, buff, any of the red meats, you will always supplement using hemp seed oil. So this helps to kind of maintain that omega 3 to omega 6 ratio. You add hemp seed oil into white meats, that ratio is going to go off and it's going to increase inflammation in the body as well as the other way around.